Hey, what's happening, guys? Just another update here. Got a little progress done over here. So I finally, in my last update, I had the other crossing over on the other side of the layout. I installed these street lights and a grade crossing that I got from the Chinese vendor. I think it was We Honest. So these arrived. It turned out one of the control boards was bad. He ended up sending another one out within I think I got it within 6 or 7 days, which is really fast because otherwise it took a month to get these original ones, and then that new board actually worked. So this one is same as my other one. I just opted for the manual control as for now, until I figure something else out. And then you can see the grade crossing lights down there. So this one's not operational. This is the old one that was over on the old or the other grade crossing. This is the one that I ended up shearing all the wires off the bottom. I don't know if I can pull this out very easily, but all the wires got messed up. So I just put it in here just to set it in to see how it looks in the scene. So I'll probably be buying another one of these. New Walthers one, and then wired it into this setup. So the only thing about this light over here is that I spun the light around. That way it looks like it's doing for the other traffic, but it's actually upside down. So you can see the greens on the top. So, and it just spins real easy. I mean, I may just spin it back. That way they both look even. But then it kind of doesn't make sense that there's two lights for one direction, since it's a 2-lane road. And then on this, I had to put a base because this was actually hitting the top of the trains as they came by due to the location. I was going to put it back in here, but that wasn't going to work out, so I had a real tough time figuring out where to do. And then I finally mounted it, and as you can see, the holes are actually way closer. This ended up hitting the train because I didn't really measure when I did it. And then this was hitting the top of the train. So this was hitting the side, this was hitting the top. So I just built up this base with styrene and just used the same holes because I'd already mounted all the wires and did all that. And so I ended up just pulling it back and gluing it down. And then I'll just go ahead and fill this in with scenery and won't know it's even there. All the rest has pretty much been the same. The only other thing I've done modeling wise, which I just completed yesterday, was in this area there used to be a 2x4 that came out, and it looks like that down there at the very end. This is a really narrow opening. If I'd done this over again, I would have made this probably another 6 to maybe 8 inches wider just to get through here because it's kind of a pain. So I ended up taking the 2x4s out, and they were the support for the upper deck. And then I made these brackets out of, I think this is 1/2-inch tubular bar stock. And then I used the regular Rubbermaid fronts, and I just welded them together. That way it saves me probably a good, I would say at least 3 inches off of here, and that makes a huge difference. And there's actually a lot less coming through the back because this used to be a 2x4 right here with this mounted. So that's helping out a lot as far as space and walking through here. I was going to do the end one, but I just got lazy yesterday and never finished it, and I may end up doing it. The other thing I did was I changed the way this lowers now and locks into place. Before, come around this side, there is a hinge mount here before, and it would pop down or pop up, and it would rest up against a 2x4 right here, and that's what prevented this from falling down and knocking me out when I walk by. So what I did now was switch this to wider, is that this holds it in place. It's just a drop leaf end, and all you have to do is pull this out. You can do this without breaking something, and then you can see it just goes in, and then that locks into place. So this thing is saved a lot of space as well, because before I had issues with hitting that, and then see when it comes up it locks into position, and I just have it screwed into place at the top and the bottom. And because the way this thing works, this thing's pretty solid. It's not going to come out on its own. You actually have to pull this out to get it to go out. And then here's the other scene, and this is the one that the other older one was over here originally, and then I replaced this one. Yeah, not much else going on. Need to finish up the end down there. I haven't decided what else to do. I just need to do a lot of little detail work down at the end. Who knows, maybe I'll start that today. And not much else. And this is another thing I bought. Just a little cheap laser engraver. Actually, it works pretty good for burning into wood and plastic and stuff. I don't know if I did anything there. $60 on GearBest. So it's been working out pretty good. I just added this PC fan to blow all the smoke out. And then the other thing I bought, Radio Shack's going out of business. So I went to the local Radio Shack, which I didn't even know existed, which is just south of me, and bought this. It's normally $100. I think I got it for $45 because they're blowing everything out 45%. But I've been in need of a good soldering station. I've just been using one of the old school Wellers, and yeah, $45, can't beat it. Just got to find a source for these tips, but the thing heats up really fast. It's got presets and all the different stuff, and you can control the temperature. And this has helped out a lot already. I've already done a few small soldering projects, and using this it's night and day difference between the old school Weller and that. Other than that, again, not much else going on. All this is remaining the same, and same for the narrow gauge. It's just all. Oh, actually, you know what? I totally forgot. So a friend of mine gave me this kit. It's a Rio Grande models kit of a. I think it's a Fordson kit. But it's all white metal kit. It's the whole series of if you're in the narrow gauge and you're pretty familiar with Rio Grande models. But I made it so that it still swivels. It wasn't too bad of a kit, but it did take some work. So then I just painted it up because they came gray, and then just weathered it using washes, and I don't think I used any chalk on it. But I think it's a cool looking tractor, especially when it's given to you for free. Can't beat the price. So yeah, that's about it. Still gotta do something over here. My section over there, I'm still waiting for the turntable to be produced. It's a Kit Hill Models out of England. His website's showing it out of, or back ordered, so who knows what's going on there. And then this corner, I still haven't figured out exactly what, but I'm thinking maybe Summit sells that half Arco gas station. I think I would like to stick it right in there, and that would fit perfect. And then just have this roadway continue straight. So anyways, just want to give a brief update what's going on. Haven't really done much else. So if you have any questions or anything, just go ahead and leave them. Thanks.